Welcome to Wednesday. Welcome to Wednesday. It's gonna be a great day.
You have too much energy. Oh, you have just the right amount of energy. How's that?
That's great. Never too much.
Curt and Jen, our podcast. Thanks for being here. We invite you to like or follow or subscribe, all of the things.
Or
And,
heart or thumbs up or
yeah,
interact with
we'll
us.
take any of that stuff.
Leave a review, share with your friends, your family, your coworkers.
We like hearts and thumbs up too. Sure.
Hearts. Can
Thank
you
you,
do a
Jen.
heart, Curt?
I like it.
Can you do one?
Not as readily as you can. I don't do this very often.
Okay, what do we have coming up on the show today? Sorry,
we have the best TV dads. You can chime in on that, while you're in your car going, who did you leave off or who's on there? And also, I think I know the answer to this. The question is, does an AI girlfriend or boyfriend count as cheating on your actual real live girlfriend or boyfriend?
Duh. The best smells in the world. How much time do you get to yourself each day? How much you time do you get? And have you heard of you've heard of fine wine, but what about fine water?
I have not heard about fine water. Are we going to? Yes. Yeah. Also, does your boss understand what you do? That's a big question. Finally, words that sound naughty but aren't. I think that'll be fun. Jen is beside herself.
I mean, because there's so many.
Yes. So here we go. Yeah.
Curt, I did something for the very first time last night.
And what was that?
I went to see Mamma Mia at the Paramount. Have you seen it before?
No, I have not seen it before. I've not even seen the movie.
I haven't either.
Okay.
So I was like, and Macy, my youngest daughter, Macy, who's super into musical theater, is going to be performing Mamma Mia at her high school in the fall. So it was imperative that we saw this. It was like research, right?
Yeah.
It was so good. Like, it was so fun. What we didn't know is there's a dance party afterwards. And Curt, I left my backpack with my computer up in Cedro Woolley last night.
Okay.
Or yesterday. So I had to drive to Everett to get my backpack from Pat's, my boyfriend's son, who works at Providence. So it was a late night. And I was like, okay, the show's over. People are starting to clap. We're getting out. But we missed the dance party.
Oh, shoot.
I know it. I love a good dance party. And one more thing.
Yeah.
I tried a recipe that went viral on social media. And I don't know if you've seen it because you're not on social media a whole lot.
Okay, so what is this recipe?
A tortilla smash burger.
Is it pretty self-explanatory there?
You take a tortilla, you put a thin layer of like ground beef or ground turkey, whatever on it. We have a Blackstone. You get the Blackstone out. I buttered it. You can grease it. You have to do something to it because it helps get everything crispy. You put the meat face side down first. Cook it for a couple minutes, flip it, cook it for a couple minutes, and then load it up with your favorite like burger toppings. And then you eat it like a taco, and it was freaking delicious.
And would that also be a little more, I'm going to guess that tortillas are healthier for you than bread buns or whatever?
I think, I don't have the numbers, but I think it's less carbs. And I'm telling you, it was so good. I would very highly recommend trying it.
Okay. And it's just as easy as that.
Pat's going to make it for his crew when he works next at the fire station. He liked it so much.
And maybe it's a little bit neater to eat that way too, especially if you have a nice juicy burger. No?
It's very messy.
Okay. Well, I guess burgers in general are just very messy. Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
Can people reach out directly to you for the recipe, or is that just the recipe right there? That's it.
I mean, you literally can just Google it. Google tortilla burger smash burger recipe and a few videos will pop up and it's super easy. Yeah.
Awesome.
Why are you playing Video Killed the Radio Star for Best Dads?
It was the only TV song I could find real quick. Sort of TV-ish video. Yeah, best TV shows of all time. And this is going way back, just so you know. Some of these are pre our days, I mean, we're familiar with like the Munsters, right? But that was certainly not, that was out before we were born, right?
Are you surprised by number one on this?
A little bit. Let's just, how about we do the top 12? Or, you
Fine.
know what? Actually, this is not top anything. These are by alphabetical order, just so you know.
Oh, they're by alphabetical order. They're not even like who thinks that they're the best. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It looks like a list of who thinks it's the best, but it's a alphabetical order list. So we can just hit on some of these if you want. If the ones you agree with don't agree with.
Well, Al Bundy was listed as number one, which is why I said I'm surprised at who's number one, but he's just, it starts with an A.
He's just Al, so he's the top of the list there. But also on here, Andy Taylor from the Andy Griffith Show. I'd have to agree, great TV dad as far as that goes. But then there's Archie Bunker. If you've ever seen All in the Family, he doesn't seem like a great TV dad to me.
No.
But then again, who else made the list I was surprised by? Peter Griffin. Well, that's animated and Family Guy. Also, Red Foreman, the dad on that '70s show.
Okay.
If you like being called a dumbass a lot, I think that he's a great dad, if you like that.
What about Tim Taylor? Like, I really like Tim Taylor on Home Improvement.
That guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim Allen, right? Do you remember I saw a show on here, Step by Step. What show is that?
I don't know that one.
Okay. Dan Connor, which was John Goodman from Roseanne. And what was the other surprise one on here? Fred Sanford and Sons, Herman Munster from the Munsters, Homer Simpson.
I mean,
Homer Simpson, one of the best TV dads.
Is he really one of the best TV dads?
I would say if he leads by example, then no.
The last one on the list, because his name starts with a W, is Ward Cleaver.
Might be the ultimate TV dad, you think? Did you ever see Leave It to Beaver?
Yes, of course I saw Leave It to Beaver.
Okay.
I don't know. I also like Tony Maselli from Who's the Boss.
Oh, you know what? And was that Tony Danza?
Yes.
Okay. I've never, you know what? Some of these shows I was, I'm what, 4 years older than you, 5? So
Yeah.
some of these might have struck you better than me. I don't think I ever saw Who's the Boss, or I barely saw Family Ties.
Did you watch Eight is Enough and do you know Tom Bradford?
Yes, that was why can't I think of the guy's name?
I don't know who it is.
Dick Van Patten. I think Dick Van Patten was Tom Bradford. Anyway,
best TV
great
dads.
list of best TV dads right there. You can agree or disagree. Entirely up to you this time.
This next thing is a big fat duh to me. Is it obvious?
Yes and no. Okay. I would say I'm gonna. Here we go. Here we have the point counterpoint thing with you and I. The headline says, "Does an AI boyfriend or girlfriend count as cheating?" All right. This is based on the Match.com's 14th annual Singles in America report, and some interesting stats here. You may want to know that now 1 in 4 singles are now using AI to help with dating. That's up 333% from last year, which includes help with things like your profile, sending messages. Sure, that's okay. You say Chat GPT, I want to write a good profile. Maybe it helps you out. But 1 in 6 people overall in this survey said that they've interacted with AI as a romantic companion.
What does that look like or sound like?
That's the line used in the report. They've used AI as a romantic companion. So what they're listing it as things like a type of companionship or emotional support you'd normally get from a romantic partner. So basically, robot boyfriends and girlfriends, these short-term ones. And that leads to the question down at the bottom here. It's like, do you consider it, if you are already in a relationship, is it cheating if you also are using AI to satisfy, like emotional needs or companionship needs?
Like what? I wish they gave some examples. Do they give any examples at all? Like, what does that look like? Like, is it just someone saying that someone else, like some machine saying, I love you? Because it's not, are they actual robots or are they just using AI like, Alexa, tell me that you love me? Or, hey, Google, tell me that you love me?
Did it work? I thought you were trying to actually do that in your house.
Oh, I am. Hold on. Hey, Google, tell me that you love me. Jackie has an Alexa, and Alexa went off. Google did not answer me. Alexa did. I think she said that doesn't seem like a healthy thing to do. I think.
So it sounds like your relationship with them is still not at the stage of I love yous yet.
No.
They're thinking about it. Well, using this AI example, if you're already in a relationship, already coupled up, 40% of people said having an additional AI boyfriend or girlfriend does count as cheating. Because why wouldn't you go to your actual human partner and say, I need some emotional support, or I need some companionship, or whatever the case may be?
Because communication is hard, Curt Cruz.
You communicate fine.
I mean, I try to. I try to be very honest and forthcoming about my thoughts and feelings, but
yeah, so I don't disagree that if you are in a relationship and you are utilizing something else to satisfy some of those things, that's probably a problem. But I guess I'm thinking if you're not in a relationship, it would also be unhealthy to start a quote unquote relationship via AI, right?
yeah, I mean, it's the way of the world right now. I mean, it's the way direction we're headed, but yeah, agreed.
Okay. I didn't know if you're going to pull
There's
the, hey, you do you type of thing.
there's
That
gonna
sounds
be
bad.
there's gonna be more on that. I just know it. I mean, we're gonna hear lots more coming on that. It can't be healthy for your. I mean, people are lonely. That's not gonna. We
Yeah,
need
it's
to
a short-term
move
fix
along.
at
It's
best.
just not. I just can't believe that that's any kind of healthy.
Yeah, I agree. Um, and here we go.
Money,
Oh,
get away.
no, come my way.
Get a good job.
Oh, money come your way.
Money come my way. That's what I'm putting out in the universe.
Well, if you work in Everett, that's gonna happen. Everett minimum wage,
Everett,
Everett,
Washington,
Washington
that
is going
is.
up this summer. I guess I thought that was a whole Washington thing when they said they were going to raise the minimum wage, but apparently they're doing it city by city at different times. Because right now, I guess the statewide minimum wage is $16.66 an hour,
Okay.
which is I don't know if that's higher than anybody else in the country, but that seems pretty healthy. Although still not really a livable.
Well, but Seattle's like over $20.
So starting July 1st, still a little time yet. There's a breakdown here. I'll do as much as I can. Workers at companies with more than 500 employees in Everett will get $20.24 an hour. That's a nice boost. Workers at companies with 15 to 500 employees will be paid $18.24 an hour. And companies with fewer than 15 employees or annual gross revenue of less than $2 million will pay the state minimum wage, $16.66.
Tips, gratuities, and service charges wouldn't count toward the minimum wage.
Hmm.
Okay.
That makes Everett the seventh city to pay a higher wage than the state. I'm sure that there'll be more to follow as far as that goes. But so maybe you should encourage, well, you know what? Your super, super smart daughter, Riley, does not need help with getting a good job.
No, she will not.
She
Bellingham
will
is
not.
going to increase. That's a college town for Western, is going to
Mm-hmm.
increase in May. Oh, that it did already. It jumped in May. And then Burien has the highest minimum wage at $21.16 per hour. If there's an employer with more than 500 employees.
Yeah, there are some caveats there, but hey, it's going up, so that's good, I guess.
Okay.
This is a story about driving.
But not the speed limit.
Well, okay.
This is about whether or not you can navigate without turn-by-turn GPS directions, and only half of us can. Now, I don't know what that really means. Like, it says cell phones have made it so that no one remembers phone numbers anymore, and GPS has made it so we're useless without maps. But
Right.
So there's a new poll out on navigation skills, and only 16% of people are confident they're excellent navigators without turn-by-turn GPS directions. I will say, if someone says, oh, come to this is my address, I couldn't just drive there without directions unless I've been there before, or I'm somewhat familiar with the area, and they say, oh, it's by the 7-Eleven and the cemetery.
Well, it turns out that about 60% together said that they're either good or just fair, quote unquote, at navigating on their own. But yeah, about 20%, so 2 in 10 people, give or take, say that I can't go anywhere without GPS. My problem is, if most of the time you don't have to use GPS for very simple directions, like, okay, take I-5 to this exit, turn right, and you're there,
Yeah.
But for me, it's when GPS is like going a very drastically different way than I'm expecting. Do you find yourself saying, GPS is wrong. I'm going to go the regular way. Do you
Yes.
outthink it and say, forget it?
Yeah, I did that last night when I was talking to Pat while I was going to meet his son at the hospital. And Pat drives to the hospital a lot. Like if he has to transport a patient, they go to Providence.
Okay.
He's like, why are they taking you that way? You take Marine View Drive instead. I'm like, well, the
Yeah.
GPS tells me this.
Well, and often with the GPS, maybe you've got it set to the shortest or the least time, like the quickest route.
Well,
And
always.
maybe the back way with a lot of turns and twists saves you like a minute. And I'm like, just keep me on the main path,
Yeah, that's when I use GPS a lot. Is I want to know what the fastest route is. If there's like a big accident somewhere, I want to avoid it.
People that say that they have, that they need GPS also say they can usually remember a new route after having traveled it once. I'm terrible at that for whatever reason. I was like, oh, this seems right. And then I go that way and I get way lost.
Yeah, I was reading that part of the article and I was thinking about if I've driven it a couple times, I can usually navigate through it again, but only once, unless, yeah, not always.
How about the 60% that say they still enjoy reading maps? That's great as long as you're not driving and reading a map at the same time.
I wonder what the age group of those answers are.
It's probably us. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, the average American, we're going to talk about how much me time the average American gets.
And that's important. You time or me time, however you're looking at it. Let's hold off on what the actual time is for just a second. So there's a new report, and I don't know who did this report, but apparently it's accurate. Not everybody has the free time that they want, all the free time that they want. In fact, it seems to me like very little free time.
Yeah. I mean, so do you want me to tell you now?
Sure.
According to the report, the average American only gets 9.5 hours to themselves every month, which equates to about 20 minutes every day.
When I saw the 9.5 hours as I was reading that sentence, I was like, oh, that must be a week. Because, I know it wasn't a day, 9.5 hours of free time, but a month, that's really kind of lame.
Well, the main things that get in the way are like family obligations, work commitments, financial constraints, social obligations, and guilt.
Guilt?
I don't know. People willing to cough up some major cash for a full day of peace and quiet.
Oh, that's here we have the people said that the average person would pay about $2,500, $2,500 for a totally free day. Parents would be willing to pay about $1,100 more, or a total of $3,600 to have a totally free day.
For only one day?
Huh?
That's a lot of US dollars for one day of peace and quiet.
Well, down here, it's also giving a breakdown. The average person would say that they'd spend $340. So keep that in mind. $340 if they could have just one extra hour of sleep.
Huh. I don't have that many US dollars. Someday I will have that many, but I wouldn't spend it on that.
Something happened to us recently where I was like, screw it, we're going to spend the money. Shoot, what was it? I think it was
flights.
It'll come to me. I think it was, shoot, I should not have gone there until I had my full thought, but we'll come back to that if need be. So, but again, the 20 minutes every day, how do we work on that? We need to make that higher.
Over 53% of people say they need more alone time than what they're currently getting, and nearly 38% admit to lying to a partner, friend, or family member to get some time to themselves. People, don't lie about it. Just tell them what you need and then work together to figure out how to get it.
Yeah, that's tough though. That's tough if you're in a relationship, because would the partner feel like somehow that they're lacking? Or, it's like, listen, I need a little more me time. Would you feel, I mean, if your boyfriend said to you, would you feel like, okay, or would you go straight to, that's a problem?
You're right. That would be problematic in my head and heart.
All right, here we go.
Do not go in there. Woo!
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
We're supposed to be talking about the best smells, not the worst smells.
Well, nobody would use that Jim Carrey line from, what was that from? Oh, Pet Detective, Ace Ventura. That was the worst smell. We have the question of the day from Monday was the best smells in the world. Have you had time to think of yours, Jen, and share it?
I really love the smell of babies, and I really love the smell of garlic and butter cooking together.
What
do you love?
You know what? I think that I'm there, and somebody's. You know what? I'm going to stop because somebody else on the list put this on there. I'll tell you what it is when we get there. Okay.
Okay.
Best smells in the world.
There was a poll that was out. That's what prompted us to ask you this, and it's an ongoing poll. So when we last looked, these were the top 5 when people were voting for their favorites. Freshly baked bread was number 1, followed by After It Rains, Cold Mountain Air. Which, by the way, side note, Curt. Our friend Lori heard the podcast from Monday and was like, shame on Curt for not knowing that there's Cold Mountain Air, that Cold Mountain Air has.
What did I say? Wouldn't that just be air? Probably.
Cookies fresh from the oven and sea breeze.
Here's what you said, everybody. Amanda said, best smell in the world, a combination of sandalwood and sea salt plus bonfire at the beach. That's a recipe for, I guess, a good smell.
Yeah, and a good time, I think. Lane said my girlfriend's neck, which
hubba.
Lynn said Bain de Soleil suntan gel.
Gel, right. Debbie is a simple one, walking into a Mexican restaurant. That is a good smell. And Jackie said bacon and coffee. Can't beat that.
This is a funny one. Sandy said, funny, I don't smoke or use pot, but the smell reminds me of my childhood where we had skunks aplenty. Love that aroma from afar.
So does that mean she likes a skunk smell? I guess so. Debbie says the best smell in the world was her husband. Stephanie said she agreed with fresh baked bread from above. And Andrea, like you, Jen, the smell of a newborn baby.
Just fresh babies, like freshly bathed babies smell so good.
That's a qualifier there because newborn baby means the minute it's born, but it's not a great smell.
Well, I don't know what. Jody said, I love the smell of being at the ocean. Sonia, this is a good one, said fresh popcorn. And Carlene said popcorn as well.
Although she specified movie.
Yeah, theater popcorn.
Kathy, salt water. Does that count as a sea breeze, I guess?
I think.
Kim agreed with the freshly baked bread. Another popcorn from Corey, who also said coffee.
I love the smell of coffee too. A good roasted coffee. Yeah.
Cedar boards was on there. Scott says cedar boards. Susan, oranges are her favorite smell. And Leslie said lilacs.
Oh, see, Marilyn said mountain air. Curt, maybe you need to get up to the mountains and take a deep breath.
I will do that.
Lori said my kids' heads and my husband.
Oh, Maddie. Miriam. Maddie is Miriam's daughter.
Yeah.
And she says the smell after it rains in the summer. That's a good one too. That's a really good one.
Oh, here's another brewing coffee one from Eric. And then being on the ocean beach, Miriam. And then Heather said, what is this?
I was going to ask you, what is Petrichor? Petrichor?
I'm looking it up right now. Cover me.
Okay. Sarah said copper tone, the smell of copper tone, AKA summer. And then we had some random ones in here. Somebody said the new car smell. Someone said gasoline is the best smell in the world. I can't agree with that. Fresh money. And permanent markers. Well, that's, the permanent markers. Do I have a Sharpie around here?
I like those markers. The Mr. Mark, are they called Mr. Markers? The smelly ones. I like those.
Yes, you do. What's the word?
Heather's being super smart on us. She's outsmarting us. And I'm surprised you don't know because you are a good word guy.
What's
petrichor? Is a pleasant smell that frequently accompanies the first rain after a long period of warm, dry weather.
So, we learned something.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Wow. Okay. You know what? Mine was not, and nobody did say the one that I had, which I was going to say after you first mow a lawn.
Oh, fresh cut grass. Yeah.
Mowed grass is on there.
Nice.
So yeah, that's a good list. Thank you everybody for being a part of it. And we will have a brand new question of the day coming up here at the end of this particular program. Wonder Woman movie. This is a quick little deal here. There's a surprise twist in this, Jen. Did you read the whole story yet?
I didn't. I wanted you to tell me. I didn't read it.
Okay. There is a new feature film about Wonder Woman being written right now. This is according to DC Studios peeps. Say yes, there is a new feature film about Wonder Woman being written right now. The film will be a fresh start for the character. Wonder Woman, played by Gal Gadot, she was in Wonder Woman 2017, also Justice League, Wonder Woman 1984, among others. But these people from the DC, Studios universe said Gal Gadot will not be playing the character of Wonder Woman moving forward.
What? Why?
Hello. Well, I guess this next line summarizes why a representative for DC Studios did not immediately reply to a request for a comment. She's so good at that role.
She's perfect for it.
Yeah, that's
Linda Carter's the OG and always will
right.
be. But
right. But that's one of the ones where after you see the movie, you think, oh, you might hear in the future, oh, you know who they were considering for Wonder Woman back in the day was whoever. You're like, no way. Gal Gadot is the perfect Wonder Woman. So maybe some more information will come up on that as to why it is. I don't know. I mean, I wonder if the second Wonder Woman didn't do as well as they wanted, financially. And so they said, forget it.
Okay.
All right. I don't have special music for this next story. I wish that I did, because
what in the hell would you play for this? I just am gonna listen to this story. Like, I read this and I'm like, bleh.
There's an old punk song called Boiler, which I might have played for this, but nobody recognized that. This is this might become a thing.
Have you heard of this before?
No. Boil in a bag funerals could become a thing, starting with the UK, I guess. It sounds controversial. It's a controversial method. Some people say this is disrespectful. It's an alternative method, sort of an alternative method to cremation. It's water cremation. They use an alternative method, works to dissolve bodies and flush them down the drain. Water cremation. You use water and alkaline chemicals.
The mafia already does this.
Right. At a high temperature to rapidly decompose a corpse. The mafia probably knows all about this. You're right. The body is loaded into a pressure vessel containing the corrosive liquid, and it's heated to around 160 degrees Celsius, which is going to be a lot more than that in Fahrenheit.
And then they let the water go.
This leaves a liquid known as effluent, which can be poured down the drain with other wastewater. So they're saying it doesn't contain any tissue or DNA. It's described as a brown color resembling tea or an ale.
That's
but it's a
crazy.
person.
There's no DNA left.
What would be the benefit of this?
I don't know, Curt Cruz. I don't know. I mean, cremation is like what I'm going to do because I don't want the bugs to decompose me, but but the thought of I don't know, you're dead, right? Your soul has left your body, your spirit.
Right.
I don't know. It's just a shell left, but still, I don't know why I have a problem with this, but maybe this is going to take time to wrap my head around.
It sounds gross to me too. So you know what? I don't want to be cremated or buried. I want to be boiled down to liquid.
I love that. It's like, let's take a page from the mafia and get rid of bodies.
I love it. Nice.
Oh, yay. Words that sound naughty, but really aren't.
Sometimes when we're doing the program, I hope people by now can say, oh, this is the story that Curt picked out. Well, this is one that Jen picked out. Words that sound, naughty, but aren't. And of course, but I like it as well. This is from, the internet. People listing words that sound, actually it says sounds erotic, but aren't.
Dongle.
A dongle, which is just, you plug those into your hardware on your computer and it gives you whatever. But it can be used for other things too, I suppose. Gesticulate sounds naughty.
To make her use gestures.
Huh?
To make her use gestures was gesticulate.
I didn't know that one. Do you know what the uvula is?
Yeah, that's the little hangy thing at the back of your throat.
Yes. The next one is yours.
Homo erectus.
The first human species to evolve a human-like body and gait and walk. Sextuplet is on the list of things that sound naughty but aren't. Succulent. And mastication, which is just the act of chewing.
Penal code. Cockles. Shuttlecock.
That's from badminton.
How do you say this next one?
Is it coccyx? Coccyx, I think.
Coccyx?
The 2C, coccyx, a small triangular bone forming the lower extremity of the spine.
Thespian. I mean, someone put lickety split on it.
A few other ones. Undulating is on there. Fallacious. Kumquat.
Kumquat.
Mm-hmm. That kumquat looks delicious.
And cornhole.
I still say they should come up with a better name for cornhole. Now that it's like an actual sport, you know, they have college cornhole teams, and I think they have like is it in the Olympics yet? No. But cornhole is a terrible name for a sport, but that is the one we're going with. And it also sounds like it might be naughty.
We're children and we love it. Did you read through this? Can you summarize this? This whole rich people are ditching fine wine to waste money on fine water.
Yeah, it's but just the sheer numbers of this. It was a writer for the New York Times did a feature on how, you know, people that have too much money, perhaps moving on from fine wine and getting in on the fine water tastings. There is a fine water competition in Atlanta recently. 6 judges, or as they call them, water sommeliers, blind taste tested 107 different types of mineral water from around the world. And I'm thinking, how different can they be? Well, according to these people, like wine, each type of fine water has a distinct taste depending on where it came from and the mix of minerals it has. Some of them go for hundreds of dollars a bottle of water.
I don't know why. I want to know where those ones are from, but you know that water tastes different. I mean, even from state to state, it tastes different.
Yeah. Evidently, the one that won this year, the winner was melted snow that had been filtered through Peruvian volcanic rock.
Oh, I would want to taste that.
Well, see, now you're getting pulled into this thing.
Well, I would want to try it. I would try to figure out how I could try it for free.
Not hundreds of dollars a bottle?
No, I don't think so. I just want a little taste. Just a sample. Just
There's a little cough there.
A Costco sample, if you will.
Of the water? Yeah.
I don't think fine water tasting. Want to come with me?
We're not going to. Yeah, the hundreds of dollars for a bottle is not going to cut it. But
I'm going to rent us a party bus, and we're going to go fine water tasting. Curt Cruz.
Those are the people that have too much money, probably, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's working for the weekend.
Does your boss understand what you do?
I would, when I was working at the radio station, I had a couple bosses that I would say 100% no. They have no idea what I do.
I would agree. I was working for those bosses as well, I think, and I would agree. Just so you know, about half of people in a new poll say that their boss or manager rarely or only somewhat understand their contributions at work. Further, about 4 in 10 employees say that they've been overlooked for raises, promotions, or special projects because management doesn't really understand what their skill sets are. And half of respondents think their contributions are consistently undervalued by leadership. That's just a bummer. Of course,
they're undervalued if they don't even know what they do. That's the thing, right?
Right. And there you go. You go and ask for a raise. Like, well, why do you deserve a raise? What do you do? Oh, they're probably asking because they don't even know what they do.
Yeah.
Bosses.
Freaking bosses.
Are we done with that one?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to say something. Curt and I name our episodes like, didn't you say it's like Friends episodes, right? Which I didn't even know I didn't even know this.
Yeah, all the Friends episodes were like the one with whatever, the one with this, the one with that.
Well, I'm naming the episode The One That Fills My Hole.
Well, I hesitate to ask why, but you didn't put this on the list for me to see, so I don't even know where this is going. What's it called again?
The One That Fills My Hole is the name of our episode, and it's because a Pennsylvania town recently launched a program to fix potholes, and they called it Fill My Hole. So if you drive over the same pothole every time you're coming home, you might shout, "Please, someone fill my hole." And if you live in this town, they're going to be on it. It's a little town called Millersburg.
Okay.
It's the program. And if you're wondering if they're aware of what they're suggesting with the name, it seems like they are.
Oh, how could they not be? Fill my hole.
In their announcement, excuse me, in their announcement, they say their Fill My Hole program makes it easy for residents to report potholes electronically so they can be taken care of. They add, quote, all holes, no waiting. Although they also note some holes may require a little more TLC, but be rest assured you'll be provided with a reason if we're unable to fill it ourselves. And pleased with the way our crew handled your hole? We want to hear about it. Someone on Facebook asked, if we want to fill our own holes, is that okay? Or does it have to be filled by a professional hole filler? They responded, best to leave it to the professionals.
Wow.
And here someone else said, can they fill deep holes? And can they clean dirty holes? Can they clean dirty holes before they fill them? And then they responded, holes are cleaned first. Debris may prevent adhesion of the filling. Deep holes are no problem.
I was trying to think of where this could go, and you just filled in all those blanks.
I want to go to Millersburg.
Deep holes are no problem. And if you want to fill your own hole, is that okay? Leave it to the professionals.
They're answering the questions, and it's awesome.
I agree. Thank you for that.
Oh.
I know now to make sure that I get to see all the stories before we go, nah, you know what? That was kind of fun. Not knowing. I enjoyed that. All right, let's move on from filling holes to filling in the blank.
The podcast question of the day is it's kind of a question. In honor of Father's Day, what's your best bad dad joke?
Oh, you know who's great at this? You know who's great at this? Your daughter, Riley.
He is. And my boyfriend, Pat.
I kind of wonder when it became a dad joke. If it's just like, we used to growing up, that was just a groaner. It's like, oh, really? And my father, one of the things that he loved was they called him Shaggy Dog stories. You ever heard that?
No.
I know we're short on time. The idea was you just tell this really long setup. I mean, the longer you can do, the better. 5, 6, 7 minutes, whatever. And then the payoff just isn't there. You go on and on and on, and then here it comes, bam, nothing. And he loved that.
Oh my God.
The joke is that there's no joke, but you just paid attention for whatever, 10 minutes of your life. So that's what we want. Your best bad dad joke, which I think just by being a dad joke, it's got to be bad. Is that correct?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm looking forward to hearing your answers on that one. That'll be fun.
Me too.
Absolutely. We don't want that. We want this.
We want this. Yeah, the end of our show. We're so glad that you were here. You let us spend time with you. We want to do it again. We'll have a new episode on Friday.
Yep. Like, follow, subscribe, and also answer the question of the day. We'd love that.
And until then, make good choices, find joy, spread kindness, and laugh, because it's good for you. Have a good one. I can't end it, Curt Cruz.